Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're in the middle of Mark's Madness, and now bring him on. He is someone who was atop the leaderboard in Mark's Madness for a while, for an instant. He writes about music and movies. We have little time for him today. I'm sorry, Michael, but we are bringing you on with you come and go on a rainbow. It is Michael Snyder, everyone, the Culture Blaster. And Michael, welcome to the madness, sir.
Happy to be here. And of course, you have little time for me. I'm the period at the end of the week on the Mark Thompson Show. But I want to say it's me, the third member of the Justice League of Michaels on the Thompson Show. There's Dr. Michael, there's Politics Michael, and yours truly, Culture Blast Michael.
Yes.
And speaking of Justice Leagues, I am happy to welcome a sponsor to Culture Blast.
I love a sponsor.
On the Mark Thompson Show.
Yeah, go for it.
It's the Comic Book Boys. And anybody who knows me is aware that I have had a lifelong passion for comic books and graphic novels that led me to amass an enormous collection of comics up in San Francisco. And since I commute from SF to Los Angeles so much, I hit a point where I wanted to lighten my load and monetize some of my pristine collections. And at the suggestion of a friend and a little research, I reached out to the Comic Book Boys, who have a warehouse headquarters in Southern California. They're equipped to assess the value of individual comics and entire collections, buy collections outright, or sell them, and then do that on consignment. So if you're in Southern California, you can bring your comics to them.
Oh, that's cool.
Or arrange for them to look over what you have. And if you've got a big enough number of comic books and you're as far away as Northern California or even Arizona or Nevada, they can send someone with a U-Haul to transport your collection to their warehouse, which is what they did for me. I dealt with the charming and informative Chris, who's one of the boys, and he was on top of everything. These guys are fans and collectors themselves. I always felt I was in good hands, and I was quite satisfied with the outcome. If you're interested in seeing if they can help you with your collection, check them out at www.cbbauctions.com.
cbbauctions.com. You don't need to say the www part anymore. cbbauctions.com. Now, I have, and I've never told you this before.
Yeah.
I have a 1940s Batman comic. Should I try to, what do you think?
Oh, I think that's definitely a great idea. I'll tell you what.
I also have a Fantastic Four from where is my Fantastic Four from? The 60s.
What? It's a lot of it is about condition, but let me just say the one real relic in my collection, and then we'll have to move on to film reviews and such.
Yeah.
Was the number 6 issue of World's Finest Comics, which is a DC comic that in later years featured team-ups between Batman and Superman, but originally it was a Batman story, a Superman story, etc. 1942. I got it when I was a kid.
Wow.
But it had turned to near sand. And
because the condition was,
But as bad as the condition was, it's an antique, and guess what? They got some decent money for it.
That's terrific. Now, my Nancy comics, are they worth anything?
It depends. There are Ernie Bushmiller fanatics.
I love Nancy. I like Nancy.
You seem more like a Sluggo guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, Comic Book Boys, welcome. I hope they're giving you some money because you deserve some money.
They did right by me with my collection, and I'll explain a little more down the road. We got them for another couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Good stuff. Comic Book Boys.
So let's start with the film reviews. We have so many of them. Let's make this a little more conversational, a little more brevity to the reviews, because I just feel like there's so much I want to get to.
I love it.
From Jared Hess, who directed Napoleon Dynamite, which I loved, to the moon.
Right.
And Too Many Cooks Spoiled the Intellectual Property Quintet of Screenwriters comes yet another cinematic cash grab based on a video game. It's a Minecraft movie, which is a family-friendly adventure fantasy film based on Minecraft, a video game that I've never played, of course, and is purportedly about the magic of imagination.
Oh.
Ah, yes, imagination, which is in short supply when studios are so eager to greenlight pricey movies based on video games and toys.
So you're saying there's an irony in it already?
Yeah. You want to develop original content? Go somewhere else, because the studios love this stuff. So, a Minecraft movie is about 4 people who are sucked through a portal into the overworld, where they need to use their wits and creativity to find their way back to the real world. I like this movie a lot more when it was called Jumanji, which in its first version, the sequel to the remake was about a magical video game, not based on a video game. So The two most familiar actors in a Minecraft movie are Jason Momoa. We love Aquaman, and he's going to be actually Lobo in the the DC reboot overseen by James Gunn. Here he plays a video game champ from the 80s who's the eldest of the four unfortunates drawn into the overworld. And we also get Jack Black as Steve, a guy that's been stuck there for years and kind of knows the lay of the, digital land. And that's Jack Black, who played the avatar of one of the four kids magically transported into the video game remake in Jumanji. The creativity is off the charts here. So Black and Momoa expend a lot of effort to be funny and engaging in a Minecraft movie. Jennifer Coolidge, Matt Berry, and Jermaine Clement are among the supporting players. Love them all. And director Hess is comfortable with kind of quirky characters and circumstances, as evidenced by Napoleon Dynamite. But it's kind of a mess. The barrage of video game visuals quickly becomes numbing. The humor is more miss than hit. And the exploitive, derivative nature of the whole enterprise brought to mind the very scathing and hilarious first episode of the new TV series, The Studio, with Seth Rogen. And it involves the crass attempt this episode to build a blockbuster franchise around the famous advertising mascot, the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah.
No, you mean, oh, yeah. Anyway.
The one who busts through the wall.
Yeah, right. It's not quite Barbie or the Super Mario Brothers, or actually a movie made from a video game that I thought was great, Dungeons and Dragons, the recent one. So more about The Studio later if we have time. As for a Minecraft movie, my final words are the ones I hope to see as I watched it. Game over. Anyway,
Didn't love it.
No, it's in theaters. Not
All
that
right,
interesting.
moving on.
Okay, so let's go rat-a-tat-tat with a bunch of these films. Let's start with Freaky Tales. As a Bay Area guy, I was very much in tune with the colorful, high-spirited, audacious, and genuinely creative anthology, Freaky Tales, set in Oakland, California during the 1980s. Yeah, kind of like the 1980s Momoa character. I guess we're on a roll here with the theme. Although it's kind of an anthology, format-wise, each Freaky Tale is connected in some way with the others. They're slamming punk rock and punk rockers, hip-hop with decidedly non-PC rappers bustin' rhymes. Speaking of bustin', there's a bone-breaking debt collector, wise-ass video store clerks, corrupt cops, and neo-Nazi skinheads all on the prowl. And they're orchestrated together by Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden, the screenwriting and directing duo behind the superhero blockbuster Captain Marvel. So they worked in the MCU. Mm-hmm. For all of its action and high-energy music, Freaky Tales is far more down-to-earth than their Marvel Comics adaptation. There's a real sense of time and place to the movie. It's funny, it's clever. It incorporates my beloved Golden State Warriors, who kicked some Laker butt last night, by the way, but that's for another time. And it also centers on a fictionalized version of the Warriors player Sleepy Floyd and the playoffs. The playoffs during the period that this thing is set. Now, Pedro Pascal plays the debt collector, kind of a tough guy. His wife is pregnant. He gets on a crusade. He goes to a video store where he knows he can get access to some sort of underground gambling ring, and he's greeted by a video store clerk played by Tom Hanks. I mean, we have some serious talent here. Pedro Pascal, Tom Hanks, speaking of the MCU, Pascal in the upcoming Fantastic Four film.
Sure.
And we also get, among other people, Ben Mendelsohn, the great British actor playing the corrupt cop. Uh-huh. Everything is charming and funny and crazy and rough around the edges, and I just kind of swung with it. I really enjoyed Freaky Tales, and I kind of trust these people. They've made a really cool couple of films so far, and this one also fits right in with that. It is, I guess, in select theaters, and no, you know what? Yeah, select theaters. It's going to open wider, Freaky Tales. And again, as a guy who actually lived in Oakland briefly, I had a real love for it. There's a whole big sequence with the Grand Lake Theater, which is a wonderful kind of
great.
Vintage theater that's in the heart of Oakland.
I love it. So he likes Freaky Tales, not so much a Minecraft movie. What's next?
Okay, the esteemed actor Michael Shannon directs an accomplished cast in a very dark but moving film called Eric LaRue. A lot of people are enjoying Adolescence on Netflix, which is about the possibility that a young kid has killed a classmate. And Eric LaRue is about the aftermath of that sort of situation and how a mother and father deal with the son who has been accused, convicted, and jailed for killing 3 of his classmates, I guess Columbine style. And the quiet intensity of this movie is remarkable, and it's centered by the most impressive dramatic performance I've seen from Judy Greer, who is more known for her work in comedies, romantic and otherwise. She voices the lunatic Cheryl in the Archer comedy animated TV series, and her husband is played by Alexander Skarsgård. And while the wife is buried in her misery and trying to cope with grief after all of this time, the husband has turned fully to religion. He's at an evangelical church. He'd like her to join. Meanwhile, the pastor at her Protestant church would like to get her together with the 3 moms of the late kids and kind of talk it out. And all of this stuff is beautifully realized, beautifully acted, beautifully written. I believe it was an adaptation by Brett Naveau of his 2002 play, which is about this mom dealing with the aftermath of her son's murder spree. And also, how is the kid at this point? She isn't going to see him, at least for the first part of the movie.
Oh, I see.
It's Eric LaRue. I thought it was really well done and very, very affecting.
Wow. Okay. It's not a true story.
Well, this kind of stuff does happen.
Based on that, but it's based on
based on a circumstance and a situation that's all too familiar in our culture. Okay, based on a true story, and giving the immensely talented Paul Walter Hauser his first lead role in a feature film, The Luckiest Man in America was probably a movie that gave me as much joy, maybe even a little more than Freaky Tales. It is, again, based on actual events. It's, again, another 1980s period piece, and it's about a guy named Michael Larson who in 1984 went on a popular game show called Press Your Luck and won like crazy. And the producers, it was a CBS show. This thing is shot in CBS Television City here in Hollywood. And the producers are going bonkers because he keeps raising the amount of money and refusing to not continue to play the game, not opt out, take his money and run like most normal people.
I saw the documentary about this guy, and it's amazing. He actually studied the game board and was able to notice a pattern. This is before AI. This is before computer. He just, with the power of his brain, watched the show like every other jerk watching the show, like myself, and he noticed the Press Your Luck board had a pattern, and he stuck with it and went on and just crushed it.
Drove the executives crazy. The guy in charge of the show is played by David Strathairn, so you've got a really terrific actor grounding that. And you also you get some really interesting supporting players, including Walton Goggins, who is so good in Fallout and so good in The White Lotus and everything he does. And here he plays Peter Tomarken, who is the host of the show. And of course, it's wildly different from his other performances, and it's right on. And some of the people who are working on the staff are excited that this guy is doing this, breaking the bank. Other people are freaking out. The executive above Strathairn's character is like, what's going on? And by the way, a production assistant is played by the wonderful Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. She was Arya Stark, and of course she's not at all like that. It's called acting, Mark. And
I love this.
She's wonderful and charming.
So where can I see this movie?
This film is currently in select theaters.
I'm loving this. I may go see this weekend.
I think it is so in your wheelhouse. I totally enjoyed
the
hell out of it.
I love game shows. I know this show well, and I'm familiar with this story. It's a true story.
And Hauser doesn't get enough attention. This is the sort of movie Jack Black should be making. And he's not. He's going for like a bigger payday.
Jack Black should be playing that guy that we see on the poster right there.
He couldn't have done a better job than Hauser, who was wonderful in this. And who, by the way, is getting a paycheck as part of the cast of Fantastic Four, like Pedro Pascal. Somehow this all is a giant Venn diagram, Mark. Anyway, quickly, bang, bang, bang. Hell of a Summer opens today. And it's opening kind of wide-ish, I think. So it's in a variety of different theaters, and it is a horror comedy about a series of killings that plague a group of counselors at a summer camp before the campers arrive. Kind of familiar setup. This is not terrible, but it's also not that memorable. On the other hand, there are some very engaging performers. Our nominal lead here, the guy who plays the most earnest of the counselors, the elder of the counselors, is very, very entertaining in this thing. He, what can I say? He's Fred Hetchinger, and I've seen him do a variety of other things. And he shows up at Camp Pineway, ready for a wonderful summer. It's going to be his last time being involved, and all hell breaks loose. The writer-directing team of Billy Burke and from Stranger Things and Finn Wolfhard are also actors in this thing. They play a couple of the terrorized counselors.
How old is Billy Burke now?
No, it's not that Billy Burke. It's B-Y-R-K. It's a B-R-Y-K, rather. Anyway, this is silly, disposable fun. I mean, you've seen this sort of thing before. I don't want them to do what we sometimes suggest the studio should do. Not terrible. Michael Snyder, the Mark Thompson show. It's okay. But it is clearly familiar territory, despite the wonderful cameos, by the way, by Adam Pally from New Girl, the TV series with Zoe Deschanel.
Sure.
And Rosebud Baker, who was a stand-up comedian and a mainstay of the SNL writing staff. I've never seen her before. And she and Adam Pally opened the movie. They're sort of cameos, but I got a big kick out of seeing them work together. Let's wrap up with William Tell. This is an old school historical epic with a few A-list cast members and a sort of a cliffhanger at the end. I mean, you know the story of William Tell. He's compelled to shoot an arrow off an apple off his son's head from a distance. But there are some rousing moments here, and yes, there is an apple on William Tell's son's head at one point, and he is compelled to shoot it with an arrow. This is not to quote Beauty and the Beast, tale as old as time. This is sort of a thing that studios and independent production companies do. They take something historical and they want to make something epic, and they get the financing. This has a little of that recycled feeling, especially in the wake of some truly epic projects like even TV's Game of Thrones, aforementioned. So it's 1307, and the Holy Roman Empire is, in chaos. And so the Austrian Habsburgs, led by their king, played by, are you ready for this? This is the best. It's Ben Kingsley. We have some serious A-listers here. And he would like to crush Switzerland. I don't know why. He loves their cheese, and maybe he needs a watch that needs to be fixed. Maybe he's got a chocolate allergy. I don't know. For whatever reason, he wants to control Switzerland. And William Tell and all his Swiss buddies, they're not happy. They're part of a resistance. And so it plays out like you'd expect it to, as the huntsman Tell saves a farmer about to be killed by the Austrian troops, and then that starts a whole series of events that leads to fighting and slashing and stabbing and shooting. And it was okay. It's okay. So the director screenwriter Nick Hamm, that's his name. I don't know if he's related to John Hamm, but John Hamm was a producer on this.
Oh.
This guy Nick Hamm keeps the balls in the air and the plates spinning. And again, you have the likes of the great Ben Kingsley playing the King of Austria. And as William Tell, Klaus Bang, who is a terrific actor. He was in the recent first season of Bad Sisters as the bad husband. And he's played Dracula. He's a fantastic actor. He plays William Tell. There's a lot of talent on display here, but it is very conventional. Nonetheless, I enjoyed watching it.
So when he actually shoots the arrow off the kid's head, does he?
The apple, when he aims at the apple.
The apple, shoots the whatever.
Yeah.
Who does it? I forget what happens.
Oh, right in the kid's eye. No, I'm not going to tell you what happens. That's part of the fun, man.
All right. So William Tell kind of meh.
It's good.
Very traditional. It's okay. You'll enjoy it. It's the traditional ride.
Jonathan Pryce is in this thing.
I get it. It's got great pedigree, but that doesn't mean it's a good movie. I mean,
that's true.
But it's chock full of talent.
It is. One more quick note, because
quickly, Michael. I'm sorry.
Our pal Tim Sika reviewed this last week, and I hadn't had a chance to see it, and I went to see it, and it was the most moving and emotionally powerful film I saw this week. And it's called Bob Trevino Likes It, as in, liking a post on Facebook.
Right.
And it's all about, it's a genuinely poignant, character-driven dramedy about two broken people who develop a friendship from a chance online encounter. The girl, Lily Trevino, who is basically based on the writer-director's on her. This is truly based on a true story, kind of like the
it's her story.
Yeah, it's her story.
It's Tracy Lehman's story.
It's her story. And apparently her father was kind of a dick, and she was so in need of some kind of comfort and support and friendship that she reached out online to see if she could kind of make amends with him, and found his name, Bob Trevino, but it was another guy, and they struck up a friendship.
Wow.
So it's kind of lovely. And I have to give kudos to the young woman playing the lead character.
I love it when you give kudos.
Yeah, Barbie Ferreira, who may be related to America Ferrera. I don't know.
I don't know. You don't know a lot about the people whose names sound like other people who are involved in these projects.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
You just
okay.
don't.
Bobby Ferreira, yeah.
Barbie Ferreira. And
Barbie.
as her bastard of a father, French Stewart, playing a serious, obnoxious role after all those years on Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
And John Leguizamo as the other Bob Trevino.
I like him so much.
Magnificent performance. And the kid is great. Barbie's great. Leguizamo is great. And I will say that I missed it up at the end. The sentiment was earned, legitimate, and in no way cheap. I give this movie, Bob Trevino likes it, 2 tears on the Snyder cryometer.
Wow, very impressive. Bob Trevino likes it. Barbie Ferreira, French Stewart, John Leguizamo, he says see it. Get ready to be moved. William Tell, chock full of big stars and a story that you know. Michael says it's a traditional studio offering, but not bad. But just, don't expect any innovative filmmaking associated or script writing associated with it. It's kind of a more mainstream is what I got from you.
The cinematic sweep of the Tyrolean Alps is certainly gorgeous.
Hell of a Summer is the Billy Burke movie, and Hell of a Summer is they all go there for this wonderful summer camp experience, and then it turns hellish.
Yes, exactly. Before the kids even get there, it's the counselors. And
it is okay. Yeah. The Luckiest Man in America is the one I'll be seeing. Paul Walter Hauser, Walt Goggins, David Strathern. It's in select theaters. It's about the guy who watches Pressure Luck and then he goes on to the game and crushes it. I know the story, and I'm really looking forward to that movie.
You will be entertained, I promise you.
And he liked it too. Our Culture Blaster liked it. Eric LaRue, the Michael Shannon-directed film starring Alexander Skarsgård and Judy Greer. Michael liked it.
Oh, Judy Greer was phenomenal.
Yeah. He says go see it. Freaky Tales, the Pedro Pascal, Tom Hanks film in select theaters.
That's a stretch.
Tom Hanks is in it. Pedro Pascal, though, is a big part of it.
He's a central figure in the story.
He liked it, Freaky Tales. Michael likes this one. Says watch for it in select theaters.
And Oakland homeboys, get out there and support this thing.
A Minecraft movie is the Jason Momoa, Jack Black film. Michael says missable.
Yeah. It was Jack Bleak. That's all I can say.
It was not. But I must say, of that posse of films, you liked quite a few of them.
Well, yeah, and I thought that again, Judy Greer,
Judy Greer and Eric LaRue. You liked Luckiest Man. You liked Bob Trevino likes it.
Yeah, those 3 are the standouts. I would say.
I am so happy that you like something, Michael. We love you. You had a great week because you were atop the leaderboard in Mark's Madness for a time. It was pretty incredible to see you
now,
rock.
Mark's Madness.
Yeah.
Let's be straight up about this. Yeah. I don't have the inside track. This was purely me doing guesswork, and I also want to point out
18 and 4.
Maybe it's not that bad that I've dropped a little in the leaderboard because honestly, I'm not a big fan of wine, nor do I need a free entry to the meet and greet as one of the other.
Don't try to spin it as some kind of. You're still in the hunt, Michael.
All right.
So good luck. Yeah. By the way, it's voting till midnight tonight. So,
hey, how about those Dubs? And it is opening day at Pac Bell Park. You guys know it as Oracle Park.
Yes, Michael, big Giants fan. We love you. We're a little late, but we love our time with you. He comes and goes on a rainbow. Bye-bye, Michael.
Fare thee well, everybody.